So one of the things we talk about all the time is how when people get mad on Twitter, they really aren't mad at anything. Like these activists who are on Twitter, they are the laziest form of activist that I think has ever existed in this modern day and age, or in the world in general, to be honest with you. These people do literally nothing all day. All they do is complain online because it makes them look good, it gets them the likes and retweets, and it gets them the clout that they're looking for. But ultimately, at the end of the day, they're not really trying to change anything. All they're trying to do is get people to bend the knee and to submit to their supposed power that they have. And the funny thing is, now we have another example of how people really just don't give a crap about these fake activists. We have the original Silent Hill 2 art director, Masahiro Ito, who responds after being attacked for retweeting Matt Walsh's definition of a woman and says activists don't have any interest in LGBTQ and they just want to attack someone who they don't like. And that comment right there is the literal definition of what's going on right now in today's modern day entertainment and today's modern day social media. This is everything that's happening. The people who are online, like the people who are mad at Hogwarts Legacy, for example, they don't really have any interest in what's being said. All they want to do is hate on J.K. Rowling. They don't like J.K. Rowling. They've been told not to like J.K. Rowling, so they found the excuse that they needed to go hate them online publicly. That's all it is, but at the end of the day, they wanted to hate her anyway. So now let's see what Masahiro Ito has to say. So it says, in the latest instance of the West's growing obsession with identity politics leading to the harassment of Japanese creators who disagree with them, Silent Hill series art director Masahiro Ito has found himself accused of bigotry by transgender activists for simply retweeting Matt Walsh's definition of a woman. Let me ask you a question. Who has not been called a bigot by the trans community at this point? Like, who actually has not been called a bigot? I've been called a bigot God knows how many times, and I'm only one person. I just think it's absolutely insane, man. Like, people, like, the word bigot just has no meaning anymore. It's lost all nuance. It says the discourse surrounding the veteran video game artist's opinions began on March 9th when Ito retweeted Twitter user at My Yamamoto's sharing of 4 subtitle screenshots from Walsh's 2022 appearance on the gender pronoun debate episode of Dr. Phil, wherein the Daily Wire personality debated LGBTQ advocate Addison Rose Vincent regarding the proper definition of the word woman. A female is a human female, Walsh can be read telling Vincent, as quoted by My Yamamoto in the body of his respective tweet. The adherents of gender ideology cannot even define the word they wield. You have only privatized the word woman and fashioned it into a changeable costume. And you know what? That's 100% factual information. Just look at what Dylan Mulvaney is doing with women, right? Like, Dylan Mulvaney thinks that they can be a woman for a year. They're doing this whole series about being a woman, 365 days, whatever the case may be. They're doing a whole series on it, and their idea of being a woman is literally putting on a dress, making their hair longer, putting on some makeup, and wearing light colors. That's it. That's all their idea of being a woman is. Mind you, the entire time he is rocking a 5 o'clock fucking shadow, the likes of which a lot of men would be jealous about. And look at this dude. Like, he's got his beard. Everything's here. All he did was add some makeup, put some earrings on, make his hair longer, and wear lighter colored clothes. That's it. That's all he did. And now, according to him, he's a woman now. This is what they mean by changing costumes. This is what they mean by making an appearance, making a show. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make a mockery of what it means to be a woman. It's woman face at the end of the day. It says in a follow-up, Ito would also retweet a reply in which fellow user Emojis2 opined, it would be nice to live in a world where people with gender identity as female, male, etc. are accepted as human beings without prejudice on the assumption that the definition of gender is not broken. Discrimination and prejudice are different from distinction, they argued. The locker room issue is also a strange one because it attempts to break down the definition of men and women. If we can make distinctions and then accommodate people with different gender identities, there will be no problem. I really hope that the Japanese hold strong against this nonsense. If they start feeding in to the woke ideology, it's only a matter of time before it takes over. Like, this is not a good look. Honestly, I really hope that they stay away from this nonsense. Leave it to us. We like to ruin ourselves here in the United States, so just leave it to us. It says, unsurprisingly, these retweets would quickly find the man behind the Silent Hill series' infamous Pyramid Head design in the crosshairs of the West's more vocal transgender activists, as they took his 2 retweets as evidence that he was supposedly transphobic. One of the first to press Ito on the subject was Price Ultra, who inquired of his first retweet, "I know the politics are different in Japan and the USA, but I hope this retweet doesn't mean that you are opposed to rights for trans people. It would make me sad if you oppose the existence of me and people like me in public life, especially since your work is so meaningful to me." Realizing that the context of his retweets had been lost in translation, he bluntly requested of his critic, "Don't use Google Translator, also read the thread in Japanese." "Very sorry if I'm misunderstanding," apologized Price Ultra in turn before going on to ignore his request and continue pressing him in English. "I cannot speak Japanese, so I'm just using the automatic translations. They said the pics below are my understanding of what was said. Additional apologies if I jumped the gun. I got worried because Matt Walsh is a theocratic fascist who's very bigoted." That's amazing to me that these people want to call Matt Walsh a fascist. Meanwhile, they literally require everybody to bend the knee to their will, bend the knee to their ideology, bend the knee to them in general. And that's why Dylan Mulvaney is doing a press tour, because he's making all these celebrities bend the knee to him. It's so unbelievably sad, but they are doing this. It's like symbolism. They want to do this for reasons so everybody else picks up on the fact that they have to bend the knee to the LGBTQ mafia. That's what it is. Particularly the trans mafia. That's what they want you to realize. It says, understandably annoyed, Ito responded, "Don't use automatic translator and read the thread. If you can't read Japanese, please remove." Following this brief interaction, the frustrated Silent Hill art director would proceed to vent. "I retweeted the two tweets as a definition of the word woman, but many Westerners who can never understand Japanese in the context still despise me. LMAO. Of course, I'll block all of them." That's what you should do. That's what you should do. And you know what? I'm glad that they're starting to realize that Westerners are a problem, right? Like we are a problem. Here in the United States, we are a problem. We are so unbelievably comfortable here that people are looking for issues to be mad about because they have nothing else to think about in their lives. They are bored. That's where all these ideologies and gender identities come from. It comes from boredom. It comes from people who want to stand out and be different. That's the only reason it exists. Otherwise, if it didn't give them the clout that they were looking for, they wouldn't do it in the first place. Most of them anyway. Some of them are genuinely actually transgender. And at that point, let them rock and let them do what they want to do. But the activists who are on Twitter are not them. Most of them are not them. It says from there, Ito would attempt to provide what context he could for his tweets, asserting, "I really don't know who he is in the images of the tweet. The point of the tweets that I retweeted is the definition of the word woman. Nowadays, many people use the word as arbitrary in Japan." He elaborated, "A woman actor was attacked on the net the other day, ostensibly a reference to the backlash faced by Ai Hashimoto over her opinion that public facilities should be separated by biological sex, but she was not wrong." And I actually remember that that whole particular article because it was honestly pretty sad to see that this woman was attacked because she was feeling heavily uncomfortable in a bathroom with a biological man. And as a woman, I don't feel like that's the wrong thing to say. Like, why should there be men in the women's bathroom? If you are rocking something in between your legs that doesn't look like a vajayjay, you should probably not be in the women's bathroom at the end of the day. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.